you have a 911 emergency and you are camping in a national forest, boondocking, or on BML land. You are remote. You pick up your cell phone to call 911 and you have absolutely no cell service at all. What do you do? Hey guys, this is Ariana and Scott from this nomadic idea.
Our nomadic idea is to travel full-time in a 1976 vintage Airstream all across the country. And what we know about 911 is something we want to share with you. This is a video you do not want to miss. It could save your life.
So we know from experience, Scott and I actually did have a 911 emergency. We were backpacking in South Carolina. When we got back to our car had been broken into. Glass shattered everywhere, windows completely busted out, and everything in our car was missing.
So let's talk a little bit about how 911 works. We all know what 911 does. It calls a dispatch center that then dispatches your call to the local fire or police department. Now, back a few years ago, before cell phones were so prevalent, 911 worked in correlation with your home address. You had a landline, you picked up the phone. When you dialed 911, that dispatcher already knew where you lived. It's not that much different like today. Now, why do I know so much about 911? Well, I used to be a data engineer with AT&T, and I would go to county municipalities and sell the E91 service, or the switch, which is now mandated by federal law. So why would E911 be so important? Well, here's why. So let's say you're in a skyscraper and you're on the 65th floor. And that office has an emergency and you have to call 911. Well, here's the issue. They don't know that you're on the 65th floor. And back in the day, the address that would pop up would be the main address of that skyscraper on Main Street, USA. The fire department had no idea you're on the 65th floor. And that's when E91 came in existence. Okay, so how does E91 work with your cell phone, and why is it relevant for you to know how it works? Well, it's really super important to understand this, is that 911 calls today through your cellular network carrier are called AGPS calls. That means augmented GPS. That means is that the first thing that phone call does, and a 911 call on your cell phone completely works differently than every single phone call you make on your smartphone. And in this case, it automatically goes to a GPS satellite based on your GPS chipset in your smartphone. Why is that so important? Well, it's important because as soon as you make that phone call to 911 off of your smartphone, well, remember the old landlines where the dispatcher knew where you lived based on your phone number? In this case, the dispatcher already pinpoints your location by longitude and latitude. So this video was really inspired by friends of ours, the RV odd couple, John and Mercedes, who had a 911 call to make. And so they picked up their phone, they didn't have cell service. And I think that's really the mindset of a lot of people, is that, hey, I can't make a call because I have no cell service. Well, typically you can't make a call, but 911 calls you can make. And 911 calls, even if you talk to nobody answers, you have no cell service, works entirely different, and they can help pinpoint your location if you are able to sit tight in an emergency.
We needed to file a police report. We called 911 despite having absolutely no cell coverage at all. And guess who showed up? Within just 30 minutes of making that initial call to 911, we had a forest ranger and a local police officer come directly to where we were parked, and we never once even spoke to them or told them where we were at.
So when you are traveling down the road and you have a Verizon smartphone or you have an AT&T smartphone, what does that mean when you get no cell service? Well, the 911 relay on every single cell tower in the United States, by law, has to pick up your 911 call automatically, which means you look at your phone, I have no cell service. But by law, the AT&T tower that's right next door to you, even though you're not on the AT&T network, by law, picks up that 911 call and sends it to directly where it needs to go. So that's what 911 can do for you when you are remote and you don't have any cell service. It doesn't have anything to do with your cell carrier. It has to do with your GPS chipset in your smartphone that is mandated by law that hits all cell towers, regardless who your service provider is. As a matter of fact, and this is going to blow you away, I could take out the SIM card on this smartphone right now and call 911 and they'd be able to come and find me. So when you make a 911 call, even though that you don't have any cell service, the operator is going to get that dispatch and they're already going to know through triangulation of cell phone towers to pinpoint your location through longitude and latitude through GPS. Here's the crazy part. So when you call, and even though nobody answers or you're not getting any kind of 911, what's your emergency, you hear dead silence because you don't have any cell service, the 911 dispatch operator knows your longitude and latitude by within 50 to 300 meters of your longitude and latitude area. It's pretty accurate. The question you might ask is, well, are there roaming charges? No. By federal law, there are no roaming charges applied to your 911 call if you are bouncing off different carrier cell towers. No roaming charges whatsoever. Obviously, as people that travel all over full time, nomad, van life, RV life, doesn't make any difference, should always have an emergency plan so you know what to do in case you do have to make a 911 call, in case you do have to get out a Dodge late at night. What do you do when you don't have that service as kind of a backup plan? Well, this video is to tell you, hit that 911 call anyway, because that is giving you better than average odds to have someone find you if you need help. Now, this is not a 100% guarantee that they're going to pick up your GPS location. Sometimes you're just too far away from a cell tower for that 911 GPS to hit a relay. Sometimes it's just impossible. It's not 100% foolproof. However, in 2020, we have a lot of cell towers that are going to be around, right? So hit the 911 call anyway. If it's a true emergency and you really need help, it could save your life. As part-time outdoor guides, we know the importance of having 911 to call in case there's an emergency and we're on the trail and pretty remote. As an RVer, it's even more important to make sure that we know how 911 works. And I hope this video has kind of cleared up some misconceptions and maybe helps you feel a little bit more at ease if you do have that 911 emergency and you look at your phone and you don't have any cell service. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell notification so you always get notified of our next videos. Thank you guys so much. Bye.